Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Vintage Craft and Chat on Daedra Vintage Company. We go live every Thursday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'm saying my time, and 2 p.m. Eastern. Welcome. Let's see who we have in the chat today. We have Leanne. Makes me so excited that Leanne is excited. I can't tell you. That makes my day. That makes my day. We have Stacy May. Hello, Stacy. Welcome. And Kathy is here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. So today we are making tags to go with our vintage wallpaper pockets that we made last week. I should have put the link below. I'll do that later in the description. So just to remind everybody, or if you want to go back and look at that tutorial, last week we made these pockets out of, well, let me show you this one first. So this one is made out of vintage wallpaper, some that I had in my stash. And we did a little text spot in the front. We did some embellishments with some rubber bunny stamps and just little bits and pieces of things. And then these we made with the Tim Holtz line of wallpaper. It's like a wallpaper pack. And I put that in the link of last week's description. And again, just vintage book pages, super, super, super easy. Stamps, all kinds of little fun things that you probably have laying around. So today we are making tags to go in our pockets. So here's one that I made. Last week I had put bits of ephemera inside of them. And this week I wanted to do some specific tags for them. So this larger tag here is meant to be a journaling card. So I have some vintage school book or just school paper on the back, kind of that large kindergarten size. And some real, this is my new favorite thing, some really cool, I don't know, I guess it's, what would it be, like office paper that I found in my stash. I don't know where I picked it up, but and today we'll be demoing how to make some of our own page protectors. I have some ready-made vintage ones. We'll look how that we will grunge those up or how we can make our own, and some little botanicals. So that's one. And then we're going to make some little tiny ones to go in the front tuck spot. You could also journal on the back. You could put anything, a little sentiment, a little saying that you love, but we're going to do more of a collage on the smaller ones and do a masterboard technique. And then here's the other one. So this one I put some, I think I got it from Temu, some thin paper on the front that wasn't too busy, because I felt like the paper itself that we put inside the pockets had a little busyness to it. And again, we just have that paper at the back. Put that in there. And then here's our little tiny collage one for the front. That's it. Let's see, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I have not. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I haven't missed anybody. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to swing it around first so that I don't make anybody dizzy. And then I will switch it. There we go. Let's see. And I'm going to move my laptop back a little bit so it's not in our way. And I think I'll just stay, I'll stay a little bit further away. Obviously, if you're watching on your phone, you can zoom in a little bit closer, but we'll see if that is a better video this week. We won't have that kind of in and out. We'll see if that helps because I'm using my overhead camera. So let's start. Let's do the let's start on the little tags today. The little tiny ones. Where's my other one here? And I made these little tinies out of Masterboard, and I'll show you how I did that. So these are the ones that we're going to make first. I'll put them there as my little samples. So I love going in, I love to make these Masterboards. And this is a wonderful way to use up scraps that you have laying around. I mean, this is my scrap bowl. This is my little tiny scrap bowl, but I don't know about you all, but I create tons of scraps on a weekly, daily basis. So all I do, and these are actually scrap pieces too. I have a whole, I have this whole container here, this little, I don't know, plastic sheet here that is just full of cardstock. So I also upcycled and used these. So these were just pieces of thicker cardstock that I had in my stash. And what I do is I just go through and I find it easy just to pull a bunch of scraps. Sometimes I'll pull some smaller scraps from my little container over here to the left. I'll pull out larger scraps. This is another sleeve that I keep next to me that has larger scraps of book pages in them. And I just pull out things that look interesting. And I will come in and use my ruler because I love, I mean, you can use scissors, you can use a paper cutter, paper trimmer, anything that you want. But I love just sitting here. I find it so relaxing. I posted on Instagram, I think, over the weekend that I just find this a very relaxing thing to do. So I just go in here and whoops, I wasn't doing it there. So easy. And I find it much quicker even than scissors. And some pieces I'll leave large, some I'll leave small. And I tend to work in neutrals a lot when I'm making my tags because often I will decorate them or collage on them with things that are busier. So I tend to like my my Masterboards to be a little bit more neutral. And you can see kind of the variation of papers that I have in here, even some handwritten letters. So I just kind of went to town last weekend and made all these because it was just relaxing to sit here and do it. So we're going to finish this one up. I worked on this one a little bit last night just so I could have one to kind of demo. So there's our different papers, and we're going to pick something here to fill in this section. And all I do, it's kind of like a puzzle. In fact, sometimes when I'm doing it, I will even find that, okay, I have to set this one aside a little bit. I'm just not finding, I guess, sort of what works, but actually I like that. And I do try to vary a little bit. I try to vary darks against lights, try to get a little variation. And the thing that I have found that is most successful for me is to work in, what do I want to say, right angle pieces. So not ripped pieces, but pieces that are squares, rectangles, pieces that have that right edges to them. I've done it in the past where I have done it all ripped, and I don't know, I find that I don't, for me, it doesn't work as well. I find that I'm a little bit more successful when I do the right angles. And again, that's just from trial and error. So all we're going to do, and I just use glue stick for my Masterboards. Do I have, let me get this out, my little magazine here that came in the mail. I've just been working off of this and using for my glue page. And that's it. We just stick it on with glue stick. And then let's find one last piece for here. What do we like? I think I kind of like that. I like that piece. That will work. So how is everybody today? Have you gathered supplies? Are you crafting along with me? Love to know that. And if not, what are you all up to today? It is gorgeous here. Beautiful day. As you know, if you've been watching the past ones, I always have the issue with the gardener that comes this morning, and he actually left 45 seconds. He got in his truck and drove across the street 45 seconds before I hit the go live button. So I will call that a good thing today. And then what I do is I just take a pair of scissors and I'll come in and I will trim off those edges, because I find it's easier to cut my masterboards down to the size that I want. I find it easiest to use a paper trimmer, but you could also use a ruler and one of those, what do we call them? I don't know. What do we call these? What do we call these cutters? It's leaving my mind right now, but we could use one of those and the straight edge of a ruler if you don't have a paper cutter. I happen to have one. Oh, Kathy, you're dyeing your paper. So Kathy's been talking about dyeing paper with Easter egg dye kits. So I was really inspired, and I had messaged Kathy that I picked up. My husband and I ran to the grocery store over the weekend. I'm like, oh my gosh, they have the Easter dye kit. So I picked up like kind of the cheapest one they had. So I'm very anxious, Kathy, to tell us how everything is turning out. Good morning, Marcy. Welcome. That's what it is. Yes, an X-Acto knife. Thank you. My words are failing me. Let's see. Oh, okay, so you're doing egg and food coloring. Did you find that you needed to add the food coloring to get a deeper color? That would be interesting. That would be very interesting to know. Okay, so we have our masterboard, and I'm going to stick all these pieces aside. In fact, I think I'm going to stick them in my little bin here. I got myself all organized last night. I organized my little bin. I organized this container that I have here to my left. And the most exciting thing that happened yesterday is I got a new office chair. So I have a new chair to sit in here when I'm crafting. We have some really beautiful chairs. They're beautiful walnut chairs. They're 1950s, kind of that mid-century style, and they're mismatched. I picked them up over the years. I have 3 different ones, always looking for a 4th, and they're great aesthetically looking, but they're so uncomfortable. So I treated myself to a new office chair. My husband and I put it together last night, and I have to say it's so very comfortable. So comfortable. Let's see, what's Kathy saying about the dye? The egg stuff only asks for half. Oh, okay. Yeah, half a cup of water. So that's not going to go very far. Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Amy. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And Amy says if it helps if you wet the paper before dyeing. Okay. So maybe that'll allow. And I've seen too where people have painted it on, like with a paintbrush that they've sprayed it on and they painted it on. Maybe that would make it go a little bit further. Maybe we need to do a trial and error thing one Thursday here on Vintage Craft and Chat. My dyes took 1 tablespoon vinegar and 1 cup of water, and yes, I added extra food coloring. Okay, very good to know. Okay, so for, let's see, the size of our small tags. So here are the sizes that I came up with that fit the size of the wallpaper pockets that we made last week. Of course, your wallpaper pockets may be a different size, but if you made them exactly the size that we did last week, I found that this size worked really well. So the small tags are 1.5 inches wide and 2.5 inches tall. And when we get to the large tags, I found that 3.5 inches wide and 5 inches tall worked really well for the size pockets. And what's kind of fun is to go in and not to cut it this way, but to cut it the other direction. I'm going to get these out of my way here. So we get a little surprise at the end. Okay, so we're going to do 1.5 inches wide. So let's cut it this way first. And we'll do a couple strips. I think we'll just do a couple because I may end up using the rest of it for different tags or different project in the future. So let's do it that direction. And then we are going to do 2.5 inches tall. And I think I can get 2 tags out of this. Yep, and a little bit left over. And I've been keeping these little offcuts. I need to make some tags for some of my bags, like this type of bag. So this one's probably a little bit, that's probably too small, but I have plans to make tags for my, I guess, my stash bag bags. I have a bunch of them in the cabinet, and I think it'll be easier. They're not super see-through, so, but I do that offcut that we just made. These are probably too. Oh, I think I cut that one wrong, didn't I? What happened here? I have weird sizes. I think I cut those wrong. Let's see, that one. I'm talking and oh, those I did wrong. I did those wrong. So we have one. That's what I get for gabbing. And okay, so let's go back. Let's do 1.5 wide. I clearly didn't. Let's get a couple more of those. And 2.5 tall. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm highly distracted. Let's see. Good morning, Penny. Good morning. I'm so glad you're here. And Angela's here. Good morning. Did you get some good stuff, Angela? Tell us what you found. I haven't been to a Goodwill in a very long time. I've kind of given up on them. Maybe I should revisit a little bit, but I haven't had much success at our Goodwills. Okay, so we at least have 3 here that are the right size. I hope you found some good stuff. Okay, let's see. Oh, yep, we ended up with some good. This one's good. We have a bunch of different papers here. And I even like the one that has it has all the kind of vintage letter on there. I think those are really cute. Okay. And there's our samples. And the first thing I'm going to do is, let's see, let's use this one. Let's use these 2. Let's use those 2. I'm going to come in and I'm going to round my corners just for some little extra added detail. And I'm going to use my paper cutter here, or my little, we're going to round the edges, and then we're going to give a little slant at the top. And again, you can round your edges with a pair of scissors. You can get that slant with a pair of scissors. You don't need these specialty cutters. Let's see, I think I'll do that size. When I first started doing a lot of this paper crafting and making assemblages and whatnot, I kind of did it. I did it on the cheap. I just figured out workaround ways to do things without spending too much money in the beginning. Okay, let's go and ink these up, and I'm using Vintage Photo today. And we're just going to go in here and ink up these edges. Yeah, Kathy says if she only goes into Goodwill, she's looking for something in particular. Yeah, same. And I mean, we literally have a Goodwill. I could walk there. It's so close. It's maybe less than a mile. But I haven't probably been in probably 6 months to a year. Let's see. Angela got nothing for reselling. Got a clear glass for water when brushing my teeth. Awesome. A teapot for a coworker who is planning a wedding shower, and some metal clips to hold pages down when crafting. I would call that a very successful Goodwill haul. That's nice. I would call that good. I think the last time I went into our Goodwill, yeah, it must have been 6 months to a year ago. And I did feel like it redeemed itself a little bit. I came away with several boxes of vintage flashcards, like the math flashcards, and I was super happy. And they were priced inexpensively compared to kind of what Goodwill prices are these days. They seem to have gone up, and even my savers has gone up quite a bit. Okay, so we're all inked, and one thing that I found that was really fun, I'm really trying to be good about stash busting and organizing and putting things where they're in reach and really using what I have. And I had this thought when I was making the tags, like how fun it would be to use. I have a ton of these blue chip stamps, and I think maybe, did we use some? We might have used some. Looking back, we did. I think we used some on our wallpaper pockets, but I thought these would make really cool tabs. Let's see, let's cut it this way. Really cute. You could also make your own tabs, but I thought this was a really great way to use up these blue chip stamps or just regular postage stamps. I think that added a lot of interest. Kind of thinking outside the box of things that we have. And let's add a little bit of ink. Oh, wow. What? Win. 17 cents. Wow. That's awesome. Even better. Even better walking out and only paying 17 cents. Wow. I have not had that like inexpensive trip to a thrift store in a very long time. In fact, never. I've never come away and only spent 17 cents. I can guarantee that. So I think that's really good. Oh, Kathy, you're having a lot of rain today. I think we're supposed to have rain again this weekend, I think. It's warming up. It's the weather's been beautiful again, but I do think we're supposed to get rain on the weekend. But we need it. We always need it here in California, so I'm not going to complain too much. Let's see. How do I want to fold this? Well, I already did, so we'll have to stick with that direction. And then I'm just coming in and folding those in half. And I find I like sometimes if I'm putting a tab or a hole, I like doing that first because then that gives me a chance to see what area. If I'm doing a collage, it allows me to see what area I have to work with. And we're just going to use our art glitter glue and glue that on. So cute. I think that's a great way to use up, repurpose the things that we have. And you certainly, you could do cardstock. I mean, sky's the limit. Oop, that one's a little bit. Let me glue down the blue chip stamp to its paper itself. I had picked these up, my husband and I, when we have a great little flea market here in Torrance, one of the neighboring cities, and we picked these up forever ago. I told my husband, oh, I need blue chip stamps, and I never used them. That was like a year ago. I never used them till recently. So, but that's good. It's good to use up our stuff. Okay, so now let's work on the collaging. My inspiration for this was, of course, the bunnies. I wanted something that went with the bunnies that didn't, super detract from them. And I found these really great botanicals. I need to go back. I tried to look last night, but I was distracted putting my chair together. But I found these great free printables online. They may have come from Graphics Fairy, but I will try to find where I found them and put the link below. They were free. I might have started my search on Pinterest, but they weren't a paid tutorial, and they came in a big, huge sheet. If you guys were watching Helen, New England thrifter, if you were watching her Crafty Friday, I had big sheets of them, and I just sat here and was ripping them down with my ruler. But I think this is probably 3 sheets worth, and they're so good. They're really, really, really beautiful botanicals. So let's see here. Let's see first of all, let's look at the envelope. I kind of like to look at what our inspiration is. And let's do this one here. And let's see what botanical might go well with that. I think I kind of like the idea of bringing some pink in. In fact, we're just going to go with that one. I think that's really pretty. We might need to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah. And I'm just going to come in here and just rip that bottom off. We'll ink that up. I think these botanicals are so beautiful. And I need to check out, who was that was saying, put in the chat. Oh, maybe it was it Angela, VOA Quest, I think, that was saying the Smithsonian Public Access, public domain is a good place to look to. Kathy, yes, but I dug into one of my botanical books a couple days ago, and I started ripping it apart, and I have another craft that's coming up using one of the botanical books, but it will be a recorded video, and it will be part of a craft top that I'm in. But yes, no, that's one thing. I picked up a bunch of books last Friday too, and I need to use them. If I'm buying things, I'm going to use them. I'm going to create craft packs. I'm going to use them myself. So that is one thing I am vowing to do. I'm not going to have all these books just sitting around that I'm not using and enjoying. Okay, we're going to put that there. And let's see. I think we need something else. to go with our collage. We have so much handwritten letter here, so let's look for something else that has some kind of, maybe we like that. I think I'm going to rip this down. And this is just some of that kind of really thin reproduction paper that you can get from, you know, Amazon, AliExpress, Temu. It comes in these pamphlets. This is another thing that I have. This has some great little papers in here. Some are vellum. So these little things are great to have on hand for doing collaging, especially when you don't want the paper to be really thick. I like the paper thin when I'm doing collaging. And let's even rip this side down a little bit. And I think we'll wrap it around, but we don't want it super long. So let's maybe do that. I think that's going to be good. Oh, let's see. Angela said, for those of you that have made ATCs, do you cover the back? That's a good question. I have not made ATCs, but that's something I've been interested in doing. I would love to know as well. And Kathy said she's been tearing apart my art books from school and using those. Awesome. That is a great use. It's good to use up stuff that we have. Okay, so we've inked that. Do we need one more little thing? That might be good. Maybe we'll put a little piece of material or something behind there. Let's see what we have here. I think I had some that was really kind of thin. I had this little piece that I had ripped off from somewhere. Oh, that will be cute. That will be cute. Let's tuck that behind there. I like that. And that's it. Just 3 little elements, super, super quick and easy, especially when you have everything on hand. It's nice to get all those little hangers there. Goes very quick. You could sit down and really mass make these if you have all the bits and pieces on hand. Put a little art glitter glue on the back of that one. We'll stick that down. We'll add a little bit more at the back of this fabric. Fabric tack is better for the fabric, but I do find I can use the art glitter glue too. I'm just doing a little one-off gluing some fabric down in a quick fashion. All right, and we're going to wrap that around. I think it's cute to have that interest on the back. And there we go. One down, our little collage. Let me see here. There we go. Very cute, very easy. And it will look very cute behind our, let me glue that down a little bit better, behind our little collages from last week. Let's see. Oh, okay, let's see. Stacy's saying I usually at least stamp something and write my name and date. Very cool. I'd like to look into, I have an art book that I picked up on ATCs. I need to bring that out and refresh myself. And Amy says, I think it depends on what you use as the base of the card and the main art you put on it. Okay, super interesting. Maybe that would be fun to do a little dive into ATC cards. And I will get my book out and refresh myself. Okay, so we have that down. Where's my pen? And what I like to do is come in with my little favorite rubber stamp here and just give a little bit more texture and more aging to the piece. I think that adds a little bit. And you can, this came in another set that I have, but there are lots of these sort of texture type stamps on, again, everywhere online. Amazon, AliExpress, Temu, all the above. Probably, you could probably even find in your local craft store too, but these are things I always, and this one I use all the time. I use this all the time. Or you could also go in and you could use a pen. You could use some Tim Holtz inks. You can do little splatters. You can water that down. But I think that just gives it a little bit of extra something. And I like to even stamp over the images themselves and see how that just, it's kind of like glitter or icing. It just gives it that little extra something that is really good. Okay, so there's our smallest one. And you can see that just adds a little peak, a little bit of interest behind our tuck spot. We're not really taking away from the bunny. I think we're just kind of adding to it. Now, for the larger tag, because we're very busy here, I don't want to be as busy on the larger tag that I'm using. And where are my examples? So this one, I used a piece of paper from this thin paper pack that I showed earlier. But I'm kind of bummed. I only had one in this blue. I kind of felt like a lot of the other colors, I don't know if you can see, they're a little, I don't know, they're a little too similar. I guess we do have some pinks in there, but I love this blue, but I only had one of the blue. And then that's when I sort of discovered this like office paper that was in my stash, and I thought the coloration was different enough that it added some interest. So we will make one with this because we don't have any more of the blue. And where is my size? So for the large tag, again, I found that 3.5 wide by 5 inches tall worked really well. And I actually went ahead and already cut my tag to size. So a great tip, if you don't have a lot of, like, say, thicker cardstock, so you can see this one that I use from for the Masterboards is very thick. I find for tags, particularly because these pockets are, on the more flimsy side, again, you're probably, if you're making these pockets, you're probably going to glue them into a book. Right? So it'll take away from that flimsiness. But I do like my tags to be a little bit more on the substantial side or thickness, just because the thought, people are pulling them in and out, they're journaling on them, they're writing on them, they're maybe, putting some sentiments on the back. So I do like to make them a little bit thicker. And I showed you that bag earlier, so that I have all this really thin craft paper and thinner cardstock that I have, and I've been working through this. For my other Etsy business, I used to do a lot of personalized things, and very often customers would leave personalized notes, that they wanted printed off and included with the package because it was being sent to the recipient. So I like have tons of these little kind of cut off pieces. So what I found in order to get the thickness and use up that those papers that I just have laying around, I don't want to throw them away, I want to use them, is I just glued 2 together just to get this thickness, and it's free. I might as well use it. I think it's a good idea to do that. So here's our tag, and then let's see, let's cover it in our paper. And for the front of this, I use that office paper, and then the back, I use this really great kind of kindergarten size school book paper. I went to a great estate sale my husband and I did a couple years ago. It was quite epic. It was a retired school teacher, and we even went 2 days in a row. It was so crazy. It was a digger picker sale, and I came away with some of the most amazing things that I probably will never come across again. Flashcards from the 50s, books. I don't know, just amazing. It was dirty. Things were stored in the garage, and I don't know. It was super, super crazy. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for my glue book. Where did I put that? Here we go. And I picked up just reams and reams of this paper, stacks of this paper. Again, I'm excited that I'm finally using it. And we're just going to use glue stick. And I have found, I don't know if it's because I'm here in California, maybe it's drier, but I find that the glue stick, it dries really quick. I don't have a lot of time. So sometimes I will just put glue on half of it and really press it down. I don't know that I got very straight there, did I? I'm gonna have, my OCD is coming into play here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to, let's see, that'll work. And then I'll flip it over and glue the other half. I just find I have more, oh, we did that, that worked well. I find I have more success when I do that. I'm still trying to find a glue stick brand that I love. What is this? Is just cheapy from Office Depot. I do like the purple. I do like that I can see it, but yeah, look at that, dries super, super quick. So maybe it's due to the brand. Maybe it's due to the drier air here in Southern California. Let's see. Let me glue down well. Add a little bit extra there to the corner, but I think we're pretty good. I think we're pretty good. Okay. And then I like to come in and cut the edges. I like to do each side rather than gluing both sides. I find I can get a little bit closer to the cardstock and get a cleaner edge. And I'll put this little piece away. I think we're pretty good here. Yeah. All right, and then where is our office paper? Oh, so crazy for paper. Look at how cool this is. I love the kind of line, the graph, that's not a proper word. The graph of it, the kind of graph look. I think does that make more sense? But I love the numbers. Look at the numbers. It's very cool. I love that look. And let's see, I guess it doesn't matter. That's pretty straight. And I'm going to try to get these numbers on the side. So if I go this way, the numbers will be on my left-hand side. I like that. Get my book and my glue. Let's see, Angela's saying Scotch brand. I think that's the brand that I had last time. Actually, I think my daughter Taylor, she had bought it for something in one of her classes and then wasn't using it. And I kind of snagged it from her. And I think maybe it was Scotch. And I liked it. But this was a 3-pack that I bought. And I'm just going to line those up. It's nice too with the paper that has lines on it. It's easy to get it lined up. Maybe that's it. After, I think I have one more tube of this kind of cheapy one. Maybe I'll switch back to the Scotch brand. Yeah, I agree too, Amy. I think glue stick isn't always the best. I find for this, when I'm laying bigger pieces of paper, I find it works better, but I don't know, not ideal, not ideal. In fact, there was something, I don't remember, it's another project that I had done, and I used glue stick and it was really cracky. I found that the paper that I had glued to it, it had kind of a crackle to it, which was interesting. So I need to go back and revisit that a little bit. And I think we're good. We are good. We're going to go in and cut this. Let's see, what is Leanne saying? There's one at Michael's that I picked up in a hurry once recently. It was a 2-pack. Oh, I've heard of that brand, Tombow. Mono glue stick is what it says. It's like a medium-sized one, not small, not giant. Seems to work well. Ooh, I have heard of that brand. I think I've seen other people use it on craft tutorials. Okay. Maybe I will get both. I'll get the Tombow, and I'm gonna write that down. Let me write that down before I forget, because I will forget. So I'm gonna do Tombow, and then the other one we were talking about was the Scotch brand. We'll do a little test and see how those are. I think. Okay, Leanne says it dries quickly and seems to stick better than the others I've tried. Good. I like that. Okay, we're going to come in and I can already tell I'm going to have to stick some of the, stick it down a little bit better. Get rid of our piece of paper. Or our corners. This one needs a little bit more. I'm going to come in with my art glitter glue. I would love to just use the art glitter glue, but I find for big, large applications like this, it's not, for me, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. Because you don't get a solid adhesion. I want the whole piece of paper adhered to the cardstock. And Amy says, I think it's best for tacking down and then maybe seal the finished project with another adhesive. Yeah. And I need to try, I have some other adhesives. I think it would be good to try for bigger pieces like this. I don't know what the brand is. It's on the other side of my craft table. But I'd like to kind of do a little test of that too. It's more liquidy. And see kind of what that does. Okay, so here we are. We have both of our sides covered. And where's my little thing? So let's cut our top, and do we round? Do we want to round? Yeah, maybe we will. We'll round the corners too, just because I think sometimes with a rounded corner we have more success with putting it in and out of our pocket. So let's go in and round that. Let's see, what size do we want? Let's do that kind of medium. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And the other day when I was working on these tags, I do have this corner punch that I showed earlier for doing the straight edges, but it isn't the largest, isn't a large enough cut, like aesthetically. So what it did, and I'm sure you've seen tons of people do this, is I just had one of these used up cards here, and I just cut the edge, and I'm going to use that to get my my tag shape. And you could also just you know, eyeball it, get the size, you know, cut one corner and then come over here, rather than using the card, and then just take your piece. And I've done that too, but I found the other day I was doing so many of these that it became easier just to cut my card down to size. All right, so there's our shape. And then let's go ahead and ink that. Yeah, we'll give that some ink on the back too. I like that look. And with this, you can journal on the front, you can journal on the back. Really, with putting the different papers on both sides with the line paper, really makes it a dual-sided journaling card. Okay, now next we are going to do our hole at the top. So there's our hole, and I have a little fun way, two different ways that I do it. I was lucky enough to I find it really hard to find the page protectors that are matte. I've seen them that have that shiny surface, and I find that the ink doesn't adhere. The distress inks or the oxide inks, it doesn't adhere as well when it's glossy. And I was lucky enough to find a bunch of these at my mom's. I feel like I keep repeating myself, but I brought home a lot of really cool office supplies and things from my mom's house. So what I like to do, and you can use any color, you can make them pink or green or navy blue. You can make them match whatever project that you're making. But all I do, for mine, I want them to be that kind of craft colored paper. So I just come in here and take the ink, the distress ink, and just color them. And sky's the limit on what you can do color wise. Do a few more here. And how quick and easy it is to get that craft paper look. So that's one way. One thing you can do. The other thing that you can do is you can actually make your own, which is another fun thing to do. I was in search of this size paper punch that equaled the size approximately of the vintage page protectors that I have. Let's see, does it say the size? I don't think it says the size on here. Let's measure. So, and I actually bought a couple that I found were too big. They didn't work well. I think I picked up one at Joann's and it wasn't the right size. So this is a 1/2 inch. So this is a 1/2 inch. And I bought this at Daiso. I don't know if you guys have Daiso stores in your area. It's at like a Japanese, kind of Japanese dollar store. And I think you may also be able to shop on Daiso online, but here's the packaging that came with it. And it doesn't really say probably says it here, but I can't. Yeah, isn't I love Daiso. I don't go often enough, but oh my gosh, they have the cutest just paper crafting and washi tape and little papers and stickers, and the kids like going there too. It's kind of fun. What do you have? You have over 13. You have over 13 of these, Kathy, or glue sticks. You have 13 packages of these paper colors or glue sticks? I need to know. Okay, so what we're going to do is, and I love using decorative paper. So you could use whatever. You could use cardstock. You can use, I mean, anything, literally anything. You can use paper bags. We could also use all that craft cardstock that I have and make some that actually look like the kind of hack version. So here, whoops, right? So we can get that same look if we're going for that cardstock look. It's almost identical, but I like to add a little bit of interest and use book pages or something that's decorative. And this is something that just came in a craft pack. So I've been kind of into this paper this past week. And there we go. Let's cut two, one for our front and one for our back. Oh, hole protectors. Are they the matte? Are they the matte ones and not the shiny? I have this antique dresser that one of the antique dressers we brought back from my parents' house, and they were actually, no, I guess they weren't my grandparents, they were just my mom's. And one of them, that's where it has all my paper stash, and I don't know, just has a stash of all kinds of things, and one whole drawer is just office supplies, mostly that I brought back from my mom's house. And I did find some more packages of these. I thought I had pulled everything out of the drawer, but I think I saw one in there. So, okay, so we have our little circles. And what I like to do, just makes it a little bit easier, is I'll just take a pen or pencil and I'll just make a dot in the center. That just helps me. And I'm a lot, even with that, I'm kind of off center quite often. And my hole punch has this little cover on the back that I can just pull up, and if I slide it in, I can see through it and see my hole. Let's see here, or see my dot anyways. So then I can just come in here, you can kind of see it, and I can align it. And that seems to work well for me. And what brand is this? This is Swing Line. I used to, because I was making a lot of tags and things for my other handmade business, I got this really heavy duty one and I love it. I probably had it for, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. Can't go wrong with it. And there we have our two really cute decorative hole protectors. Let's see. Auctions are fun. Kathy, you get really good stuff at the auctions. Hi, Angela. Welcome. So glad you're here. I have been working on my Give a Scrap project. In fact, I already have it, even though I don't have to post till the 30th, the final day of it. I have it all done. I just have to record my video and I am set. So anybody that isn't following Angela, please do so. And she has a great craft hop that she put together, and it's called #GiveAScrap. And we are on day 11. So every day this month, a creator, a crafter is putting up a video that utilizes like upcycling things that we would normally throw in the trash, scraps, scrappy bits that we have laying around. And I had to really use my noggin and obviously I use scraps all the time. I'm surrounded by scraps, but I wanted to come up with something that we all have and just gets thrown into the trash, maybe multiple per week, depending on your household. So I'm kind of excited. Yeah, her name's Angela Leanne. Yeah, well, I have to stay ahead of the game, Angela. I have to stay ahead. I've come back to doing Vintage Craft and Chat weekly. And I have to say, I am blown away and amazed at the amount of content that you can put out. I don't know if it's because I'm fresh back to it, but I don't know. It could be too. Obviously, I'm not an empty nester either. I have two kids at home, both live at home. Daughter's in college, going to college locally, and my son is a senior this year in high school. So there's always all kinds of stuff going on. Yes, nothing like a good hole protector. Isn't that funny, Kathy, the things that we get excited about? And anytime I see them, I'm buying them and I'm hoarding them. But the good thing is, if you can't find the vintage ones, you can make your own. And there we are. I just punched the hole, and then I just used some art glitter glue to attach to both sides. And then I inked it up a little bit just to give it that little grungy look. But everybody go check out that hashtag, Give a Scrap. Definitely go check that out. Amazing things that people think of. The imagination just blows me away. And I need to get caught up. I think I haven't watched the last couple days, so I need to go back. And Angela's doing a giveaway. So not only is she hosting this craft hop, she's also, right, Angela? I think you're doing a giveaway. So my video will go up April 30th, which is the last day of the hop. And then later that evening, Angela is going to do a giveaway. So if you leave a comment, correct me if I'm wrong, on each and every video that goes up for the 30 days, if you include the hashtag Give a Scrap in your comment, you are eligible for the marvelous giveaway that Angela put together, which is a little golden book journal that's amazing. Let's see. Oh, your baby's a senior this year too. Yeah. Oh, how fun. I didn't realize that you had a high schooler. Still at home. Yeah. I think our son, he's still trying to decide. I think he's probably going to either do junior college or he's looking at this other thing called California Conservation Corps, because he's really interested in kind of forestry service and that kind of thing. So he's still in the deciding phase, but I think that would be a really awesome thing for him to do. let's see, what did Angela say? Yes, a journal. I've been watching and trying to make one of, oh my gosh, that's right. Oh my gosh. Wow. Kudos to you. Maybe one day, maybe one day I'll get to where I can be so prolific. Okay, so here's our tag. And then on the other ones, I actually went in and I added one of these ripped or fussy cut botanicals. And the reason I did that is because some glue got on the other side and I had a smudge. That's the other thing that I'm finding from this glue stick. If I leave my sort of glue page sitting out, whatever glue page I'm using, sometimes I'm getting these little smudgies. So as you can see today, I've been trying to be good about putting it off to the side so that I don't get those. But let's do that. I think that's cute. So this will be the one. Actually, let's do it on this side because I'm thinking this is the front and then this is the back. So let's add it to here. Let's see what we have. If you get a smudge, if you get some glue somewhere where you don't want it, or you get a little rip, that's always the great thing. And where's our tag? This is our tag. Let's get something that kind of matches. Let's maybe look in the Peak family. So that's a good thing. You can just glue something over the top of it like I did. And I'm looking for something that's kind of pinky. I don't think we want vegetables. Ooh, I like this one. I think that's cute. Let's use this one. Let's ink it up. Hi, Tammy. Hello. How are you? How are you today? Welcome. I think what's the word? I think I posted Tammy about the little junk journal series that Leanne and I are doing starting next Wednesday, and I tagged you on that on Instagram. I think was it yesterday I put that up because I know you love junk journaling and paper crafting. See if you're interested in doing that. There we go. Let's just add that a little bit more detail. And we could even do like a whole collage. We could even add more to that, but I think I'm just going to keep it the simple. And let's get out our cool little I don't even know what you call this. Little splatter stamp. And let's add some. And I like to go on to whatever element I have there too. We'll add some in the top so we can see it when it's in our, and I'll even do it on the other side, even though this is technically let's put a little bit on our hole protector, even though this is technically a journal card. I put my do not disturb, but I'm finding some things still keep coming through. Okay, so there's our completed tag. There's the back. We've done the little detailing there. We've done our one little simple collage. And let's find some ribbon that will look cute. And here's our pocket that we're putting it into. Let's see, what color do we like? I love this one, this coffee stain one. I've been going through that like crazy. Actually, this blue is kind of pretty. Let's use a little bit of this blue. And this is just vintage bias tape that a sweet friend gave me. I've been going through that stash. And we'll loop it through. Oh, you both thought it started yesterday? Yeah, I had some appointments. I had to go renew my driver's license at the DMV yesterday. So we couldn't. Oh no, actually, Leanne and I originally were looking at Tuesday when we first started talking, and then we had to move it to Wednesday because I was like an airhead and completely forgot something that happened bi-weekly on Tuesdays because I'm really bad about adding things to my calendar. So there we go. There's our little tie at the top. So it's good that we all have an extra week to, Leanne and I have an extra week to prep, and you guys all have an extra week to think about it too. And get the word out, share, and let people know. For sure. Whoops, let me cut that. I had a little bit of a going on there. There we go. I probably made it too short there, but that'll work. Let's shorten the other one now that I cut that. And it's just a cute little pull. What time is it? Okay, we're doing good here. And there we are. There is our completed tag. We did this little mini out of the Masterboard. Do a little close up on that. And that one's a little bit more decorative, has a little bit more collaging on the front. I think it looks really cute in our pockets. And then there's our bigger tag. And you could add more to the front with the thought that the back can be journaling space, but really sky's the limit. You use your imagination. So we have that one. We have this one. Oh, and I do need to add, I probably should go back and leave in the comments. So when I originally made these, I covered the entire inside with book pages. So I put a strip of book page here at the top, and I also lined the inside. So if you go back and look at that tutorial, but and I definitely will add that in there. I'm finding this week, because I've been working on these tags and I have been putting things in and out of these pockets, I wouldn't recommend lining the whole thing. As you can see here, some of them I've had some pull away because I have that other layer of paper. I'm going to go in and glue that. So I'm going to add that into my tutorial. And, you know, these are like things that you discover. The more you make, the more you create, you discover these little things. And some are doing it and some aren't. We have a little pull away. Pull away here. We'll tack that down. So that's one thing I've discovered this week. And there we go. So let's stick that one back in. And that was my one little lesson and my one little takeaway. And where is my other one? Here we go. And here's the other one that I demoed. And so cute. I think these are adorable, and they could be geared to any theme. Absolutely any theme. And then there's that one too. So cute. Let's put our little tinies in here. And then let's talk about what's coming up in the weeks ahead. There we go. No, there's never enough prep time. There's never enough prep time, Leanne. I'll probably be prepping like the morning of next Wednesday. Probably. Knowing me, I'll still be doing stuff. Let me clear the board here a little bit. Get some stuff out of the way. Okay, let me pull out the calendar. Let's look and talk about what's coming up. Let's see here. I'll pull it up here a little bit. So here's today where we were here on the 11th. Today we did the tags for our wallpaper pockets. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing next week, but I think I've been playing around with paper clip tabs. So I think next week may be paper clip embellishments. And that's because I was digging around in that dresser, in that drawer, and I was pulling out this huge thing of paper clips. these monstrous paper clips. So I think that is what we will be doing next week. But I wrote it in pencil because I may change my mind. And then starting next Wednesday on the 17th is the Little Golden Book Craft Along series that Leanne and I are doing. Leanne's in the chat, Crafty Kitty Vintage. So if you're not following her, please do so. We will be alternating between our channels. So starting next Wednesday, April 17th, it'll be 11 a.m. Pacific, so like this same time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're starting with an introduction on my channel. And then the following week, we're going to be on Leanne's channel, same time, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. I already have the thumbnail up for the intro, so be sure to go take a look at that. There's a lot of information in the description. I have where we will be each week. I have a tentative outline of what we're working on each week. And basically we are, it's an 8-week series. First week is an intro. The 8th week, we're planning a fun show and tell. We're going to do it interactively. People can come onto YouTube and do a show and tell of their completed journal. They can, share pictures via Instagram. They can even email us pictures. A lot of people will do that as well that don't maybe aren't on Instagram, or we make it easy. We accommodate. So and then there'll be 6 weeks of like tutorial, 6 weeks of process of making a junk journal out of a little golden book. So we're going to take you from ripping your golden book apart, dismantling it, and basically building it back with signature pages. And we will also be going over like pockets and tuck spots and flip outs and tassels and embellishments and all kinds of fun things. So at the end of the 6 weeks of the hands-on tutorial, you'll have a completed junk journal, and with hopefully additional tools where you can take it in any direction you want. You can continue to add to it. You can, sky's the limit, but we'll leave you with a completed book, completed junk journal, and hopefully quite a bit of decoration inside. So that's our plan. And we're very excited about it. What else do I have on here? I think on the 25th, we're going to revisit the creative and business goals topic that we started a couple months ago. I think we're going to kind of resurrect that. As most of you know, I was away from YouTube for several months, and I did an initial YouTube live stream on that. And I think there's several here in the community that are kind of interested in revisiting that topic. I kind of lost my oomph and my steam for it. Being away, I didn't keep that momentum going. But I'm getting excited about it again. So that'll be fun. And we're going to talk organization, I think, on the 25th. And then here's that April 30th hop video that I'll be posting for Give a Scrap. So that'll be on the 30th. And what else? Oh, tomorrow, my daughter and I are having a field trip, and we're going to the Getty Museum here in Los Angeles. I think the Getty's in LA. I'm trying to think of what city it's in, but it is here in LA County. So that's fun. That'll be, hopefully, maybe I'll post some pictures on Instagram. And definitely, I know I will be getting a lot of inspiration from that little field trip. So that's that. Let's see. Let me turn the camera around so I can see and whoops, read. There we go. There we go. Let me swing this out of the way. Let me catch up on the chat. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Oh, good, Tammy. I'm glad you're looking forward. Yes, and even if your mind, I'm fine with crafting. Even if I feel like mentally or just yeah, that I'm kind of not in the best place, or I'm kind of struggling with things, I find when I craft, it relaxes me. It brings me to another place. So hopefully, if you're maybe not feeling up to par, I think just joining in and digging in, I think it'll make you feel better. It always does for me anyway. Um, yes, the Getty is really amazing. We had to do a staycation a couple summers ago, maybe 2 summers ago, when we were taking care of my mother-in-law. I'm sorry, I got really phlegmy there. I have really, as you guys will know, sometimes when I'm talking, especially if I'm looking down, I have really bad sinuses. I have like, sorry, too much information. Anyway, I have like kind of chronic sinusitis. So sometimes I get really stuffy. And then I'm like talking through my nose. I know I'm doing weird things. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tammy. Oh, I'm sending you so much love. That's so difficult. Oh, I'm sending you, if I could send you a hug through the screen, I would. I'm sending you lots of love. That's so difficult. That's such a hard loss. That's such a hard loss. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is hard to find, yeah, the words on a loss such as that. I know it's obviously left a huge hole in your heart. And I send lots of prayers and thoughts to you and your family. Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, everybody's sending you lots of love in the chat. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, so that's it. Oh, I love all the love everybody is sharing. That's the one thing about what a lovely community this is, and what a lovely kind of safe, what do I want to say, a space where you can talk about those things and just feel that kind of outpouring of love that comes from everybody in the community. It's pretty special. It's a pretty special place. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. So that's it. I will see you here next Thursday, but on Wednesday, Leanne and I will be seeing you on Wednesday, and then back here on Thursday. So that's it. If you have any questions, Wednesday, it'll be like an intro and overview. So we'll be going over, kind of some of the basic supplies. And what we plan on doing is, in the description of each week's video, we'll be posting the supplies that you need for the next week. So don't feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I need all this stuff now, and I need to have it all figured out. You do not. We'll kind of lead you through it as we go, but you can start thinking about what little golden book that you want to use. And Leanne, speaking of little golden books, Leanne has done 2 drop sales of little golden books. She has one drop sale where they're priced at $2, and then her other drop sale, they're priced at $4. So she put together those drop sales just for the series. They're really well priced. So you can go to her channel and find those. And then she also put together these amazing craft packs, also especially for this series, and they are amazing. I think I put in the comment of that video, it takes a very long time, those that are paper crafters and into junk journaling, it takes a long time to kind of find things and collect things and amass a stash, particularly if you enjoy working with vintage materials. It takes a lot of time and effort. And these packs that Leanne has put together, such good stuff in there, things that I probably took me years to find, especially with the vintage stuff. So they're very well priced and they're amazing. So if you don't have a book and you don't have a lot of papers for the inside, definitely go check out those drop sales. Definitely. Let's see. Let's see. Leanne said the tag project was so fun today. Started not loving my work. Then it turned out great. Good. Sometimes it goes off in a weird direction, and then all of a sudden, like, okay, this is good. This is working. So I'm good. I'm glad. Good. Okay, Angela and Leanne have helped with the golden books. Good. Good. So you're all set. And I'll have two that I think I'll be working on in tandem. So I'm very excited. So okay, I'm gonna let everybody go today because I know you have other things to do. And I think Leanne and I are maybe chit-chatting later today and talking paper. We're gonna delve into paper, so that'll be fun. And that's it. I thank everybody for being here and enjoy your day. Thank you. Love you all. Bye-bye.